Hello, friends. It's wonderful having you back here. I do hope you're enjoying our time together. Today, we're going to quickly look at something. We're going to look at the role of the microbiome in immunity. Now, what's the microbiome? Microbiome is an interesting word and it refers to the totality of microorganisms that are living within a person, especially, okay, if we're talking about the human microbiome now, we're talking about the totality of the microorganisms that are living within a person at a given point in time. Now, these microorganisms could range from bacteria to viruses to fungi to parasites. Now, all the microorganisms that are living within an individual at a particular point in time is what we refer to as the microbiome. Now, why is this microbiome important? The microbiome is important because it plays a role in immunity. The microbiome plays a role in immunity. Now, it's important to note that there are different types or sections of the microbiome within the human being. That's different sections or types of the human microbiome. Now, you have the skin microbiome. So those are all the organisms that are present on the skin of an individual. You have oral microbiome, all the microbiomes that are present in the mouth. You have nasal, the one that are present in the nose. But you have gut microbiome, which is the microbiome that is all the organisms that are present within the human gut. That is the alimentary canal, all the way from the mouth, the esophagus, all the way to the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the colon, the rectum, and the anus. So all the microorganisms that can be found along this stretch of the human body is what we refer to as gut microbiome. And gut microbiome is very important because it is the largest microbiome and is the most studied microbiome among human beings. Now, why is the microbiome important? The microbiome is important in immunity because microbiome is involved in what we refer to as immune system modulation. Now, what's immune system modulation? Immune system modulation refers to the role of the microbiome in teaching and directing the immune system in such a way that it helps the immune system to develop. It sensitizes the immune system, teaches the immune system how to differentiate between pathogenic and non-pathogenic organisms. So this is a very important role of the microbiome, and it plays this role by coming in contact with the immune system. Now, it's also important to note that there's what we call GALT and MALT. Now, what's GALT? That's gut associated lymphoid tissues, gut associated lymphoid tissues. Now, these are cells and tissues of the immune system, that come in contact with the gut. And not only do they come in contact with the gut sensitizes them. It sensitizes them in such a way that, they begin to realize, they become sensitive and they can detect or differentiate pathogenic organisms from non-pathogenic organisms. And this is very important to note. We also need to note that the microbiome is maintained in a delicate balance. The microbiome in human beings, human microbiome, is maintained in a delicate balance. And any shift in that balance, any change in that balance is what we refer to as dysbiosis. So dysbiosis, we can say, is a disturbance, an imbalance in microbial composition within the human microbiome. And when this imbalance takes place, it leads to many situations. It can lead to disease, can lead to many other unfavorable outcomes. This is important to note. It's also important to note that the microbiome, has microbiota, has microorganisms, and these microorganisms, they compete with the normal flora of the human. And this is important because when they continue to compete, this keeps everything in check and keeps the human healthy. This is just an introduction into the human microbiome and its role in immunity. We are still going to do a lot of this. It's also important to round off by saying that to keep the microbiome healthy, there are quite a number of things that an individual could do. Healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, exercise, lower alcohol intake or zero alcohol intake if that's possible, avoid smoking, avoid risky sexual behaviors, and any behavior, that can introduce the wrong kind of microorganisms into the human body. Thank you for listening to this, and we'll do further videos discussing the microbiome. Please remember to like, subscribe to this channel, and do have a wonderful day.